A city like Chicago never sleeps, but in the South Side, it never forgives either. One wrong move, one broken trust, one moment of weakness, and everything can fall apart in seconds. In the Season 8 premiere of The Chi, that pressure hits harder than ever before, and right from the start, it's clear that nothing is the same anymore. The episode opens with a heavy feeling in the air, like something bad has already happened or is about to happen. The streets don't feel safe, and the people who once had control are no longer in control. There is tension in every corner, and even silence feels dangerous. We quickly understand that this new season is not about peace or healing, but about consequences. Every choice made in the past is now coming back like a shadow that refuses to disappear. In the first part of the episode, we are pulled into the new reality of the characters. Some of them are trying to rebuild their lives, acting like they have moved on, but deep down, nothing is stable. You can see it in their eyes: fear, regret, and confusion. Others are clearly on edge, ready for conflict at any moment. The balance of power in the streets is no longer clear, and that alone creates chaos everywhere. At the same time, relationships are already breaking under pressure. People who once trusted each other are now distant. Small misunderstandings turn into serious problems. Old wounds are not healed, they are only covered for a short time, and now those wounds are opening again. Love is no longer simple, and loyalty is being tested in ways that hurt deeply. Every conversation feels like it could turn into an argument, and every silence feels like betrayal. As the story moves forward, we start to see that control is shifting. New names are starting to rise, while familiar faces are losing their grip. The streets are no longer ruled by one clear power. Instead, everything feels divided, unstable, and unpredictable. This creates fear, but also opportunity, because in chaos people either fall or rise. And in this episode, both things start happening at the same time. What makes this opening even more intense is how personal everything feels. It is not just about street power or survival anymore, it is about identity. Who are these people now after everything they have been through? Some are trying to be better, but the environment around them keeps pulling them back. Others have fully embraced the darkness, believing that strength means never showing weakness again. By the end of this first part, one thing becomes very clear. Season 8 is not resetting the story, it is deepening it. Every character is carrying emotional weight, and every decision now has serious consequences. The calm is gone, and what remains is uncertainty. Something big is coming, and this episode makes sure the audience feels it before anything is even fully revealed. The episode immediately pulls deeper into the aftermath of everything that has already changed before Season 8 even begins. There is no sense of stability left in the world of the Chi. Instead, what we see is a city still carrying the weight of past decisions, where every character seems to be walking through life with something unfinished on their mind. The South Side is not just a place anymore. It feels like a pressure cooker where emotions, fear, and survival instincts are constantly mixing together. In this part of the episode, we start to understand how much time has passed and how that time has affected everyone differently. Some characters appear to be trying to build a normal life again, but normal feels impossible in this environment. Even when they smile or try to act calm, there is always something behind it, like they are waiting for something bad to happen. That feeling creates a quiet tension that stays in almost every scene, even when nothing loud is happening. At the same time, there are characters who have taken a completely different path. Instead of trying to escape the past, they are holding on to it. Their actions show that they are still connected to old conflicts, old pain, and old enemies. Nothing has truly ended for them. In fact, it feels like things are just restarting in a more dangerous way. The episode carefully shows that unresolved issues are not fading away. They are growing stronger in silence. We also see how broken trust continues to shape relationships. People who were once close are now unsure of where they stand with each other. Conversations are careful, almost forced, as if every word is being measured before it is spoken. There is a lack of honesty in many interactions, not because people want to lie, but because truth itself has become risky. In this world, being open can sometimes lead to pain, so silence often feels safer than honesty. Family relationships are also deeply affected in this opening part. Parents and children are not fully understanding each other anymore. There is love, but it is mixed with disappointment, fear, and distance. Some family members are trying to protect each other, but their methods are not always helpful. Protection sometimes turns into control, and care sometimes turns into pressure. This creates emotional gaps that are hard to close. Friendships are also tested in subtle but powerful ways. Small disagreements carry more weight than before, and even old bonds feel fragile. It is clear that everyone is carrying their own internal battles, and because of that, they are less available for others. The result is emotional isolation, even when people are physically together. The episode shows that loneliness in this world is not always about being alone. It is about not feeling understood. As the episode continues, the environment of the South Side itself feels like a character. The streets, the corners, the familiar places all carry memories. These locations remind everyone of what they have lost and what they are trying to avoid. The past is not just remembered, it is felt everywhere. This makes it harder for anyone to move forward because every step feels connected to something painful. Power dynamics are also shifting quietly in the background. There is no single moment where control changes hands, but instead a slow movement where influence starts spreading to new people. This creates uncertainty because nobody fully knows who is really in charge anymore. That uncertainty makes every decision more dangerous because one wrong assumption can lead to serious consequences later. By the end of this section, it becomes clear that the story is no longer just about events happening. It is about emotional survival. Everyone is reacting to pressure in different ways, and those reactions are slowly shaping the direction of the season. Nothing feels stable, nothing feels guaranteed, and that is exactly what makes the episode so intense, even in its quieter moments. The most important clues in episode 6 are not the loud moments. They are the small details that pass quickly, but later start to feel very strange when you think about them again. This episode is full of tiny hints that almost feel normal while watching, but when you connect them, they start building a much darker picture of the town. It feels like the show is slowly leaving hidden messages in the background, not in the main action. One of the clearest types of hidden clues comes from objects placed in specific scenes. Certain items are shown for just a second longer than needed. A broken toy, a drawing on a wall, a symbol carved into wood, or even a simple door in the background. These are not random choices. They appear right when characters are going through emotional stress or confusion. That timing makes it feel like the town is trying to highlight these objects for the viewer. Victor's drawings are also a major source of hidden meaning in this episode. At first, they look like simple childlike sketches, but episode 6 makes it clear they are much more important. Some drawings show places that have not been fully explored yet. Others show figures standing in positions that match real events from earlier episodes. This creates a strong idea that Victor is not just drawing memories, but possibly recording events in advance. The idea that someone could draw the future without fully understanding it is deeply unsettling. Another key clue appears in repeated dialogue. Certain phrases are said by different characters in different scenes, but they feel almost identical in tone and timing. It is not just what they say, but when they say it. These repeated lines often happen right before something strange or emotional occurs. This pattern suggests the possibility that the town is influencing thought patterns. It may be planting ideas into people's minds, making them repeat the same emotional responses without realizing it. The lighthouse reference also becomes more important in this episode. It is mentioned indirectly, but every time it is brought up, the atmosphere changes. Characters become silent or uncomfortable, as if the topic itself triggers fear. The lighthouse may not just be a location. It might represent something much deeper, like control, observation, or even judgment. The way the show avoids explaining it fully makes it feel even more important. In storytelling, what is not explained often carries the most meaning. Another subtle clue comes from the way certain scenes are framed. The camera often lingers slightly too long on empty spaces after characters leave the frame. These empty spaces sometimes include doors, windows, or dark corners. This creates a feeling that something is always just outside of view. It supports the idea that the town is never truly empty, even when nothing is happening on screen. There is always a sense of being watched, even in silence. Sound design also plays a hidden role in episode 6. Background noises like wind, whispers, or distant knocking appear at moments that do not match physical action. These sounds are not random. They often appear during moments of decision-making or emotional tension.